Okay guys, so for the next part, we're actually going to start using our calculators. So please ensure you have your calculator. You don't necessarily need this one. I've just got this one because obviously I teach A-levels and this is like one of the A-level calculators. So if you have your own, that is perfectly fine. Just remember you need to know how to use them. So you've got your sine, you've got your cosine, you've got your tangent buttons. What you do need to ensure when you're doing this is, whereas on my display, I can see there's a D up there. So you should have something that says D or DEG, okay? Because you have three different things. You have D, you have R, and you have G. This will never be used. This is short for radians, which is A-level, and this is your degrees. This is the one you want to work on. So that is one of the key things you need to ensure you have on your calculator. So just to ensure that everyone's calculator is set right, I am going to give you a moment. You basically need to try and see if you can find those. So all I need to do for my sine, for the sine at 79, just equals that. Okay, so my answer for sine 79 would be, so I'd put sine at 79 degrees would be 0.98. I'm just rounding it to 2 decimal places. Okay, I would like you to pause and go through all of them. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the answers. Okay, so in regards to those answers, that is what you should have gotten, whether you did 3 significant figures, 2 decimal places, or anything else. Just make sure it's appropriate. This last one right here was a little bit tricky, but all you needed to do, if you see the sine, the cosine, and the tangent buttons, you should also notice just above them, because you should be aware there's more writing on your calculator than just on the buttons, you have a sine -1, and you have the cos -1, and you have the tangent -1. Okay, so all you needed to do to find that last one was to do shift cos. So you can see it says the cos with the -1, so it's the inverse of 0.559. And then you would have gotten the answer of 56 degrees. Okay, so that one was a little bit of a trick one put in, but it was just to notice to see if you just used your own initiative for that. Okay, so on to some actual questions where we can actually apply the knowledge that we've been learning to doing actual missing lengths. Okay, so we're not doing angles just yet, we're going to do lengths. So first thing I need to do, so obviously you guys have got into the habit of yesterday labeling the sides, so you should just be able to do that. So the first thing is, this is my hypotenuse, this is opposite, and this is my adjacent. And that's me going, oh, okay, I've got my hypotenuse, it's giving me information. I've got my opposite, it wants information. This A is not doing anything. I don't need to know about it or anything else. So I'm getting rid of that. So I know which identity it is. It is my sine, okay? So I've got my triangle. So the next step I now need to do is go, well, I need to find which one. So I need to find the opposite. So where in this triangle is the opposite? So this opposite is up here. So because it's up here, what do I do? So when you have one of these triangles, you should know that within the triangle, you multiply for the bottom and you divide for these. So if I was trying to find the hypotenuse, I would say, well, it's O divided by S, okay? If I'm trying to do something with the sine, then it's O divided by H. And if I'm trying to find the opposite, it's sine multiplied by the hypotenuse. So in this case, we are trying to find the opposite. So it will be sine times the hypotenuse. So I'm going to say O equals sine theta times the hypotenuse. In this case, O is X. And then I've got sine, they've given me sine 35. Multiply that by 12. Okay, so that's all I need to type into my calculator. Okay, so that's literally all you need to do. You type that in there and then it gives you the answer. So you got 6.8222 dot, and then I'm going to do it to 2 decimal places. So 8, this is centimeters. So it's centimeters. Oh, wait, sorry. It does ask for 3 significant figures. Oh, that is, okay, yay, it fits. To 3 significant figures, okay? I'll go through another one, just so you're used to it. Okay, so my triangle has an angle of 67 degrees. I've got 9 centimeters up here, and I've got X over here. So if I label my sides, that's my hypotenuse, that's opposite, this is my adjacent, okay? So I have that, I need that, don't have anything to do with that. AH would be my cosine. So I've got my cosine in this case. And then all I need to do is say, which one am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the adjacent, so I'm going to cover up the adjacent, so it's going to be cos times h. So I'm going to say A equals cos theta times h. The only reason why I write out everything is because that's what's going in my calculator. If that's what's going in my calculator, that's what I write down. It's working out. You don't just put C times H, because C is just algebra. I've only done this way in order to make it easier for me when I'm writing out my working, because this is just a memory trick. It's not the actual equation. Okay, so instead of A, I've got X, and then instead of theta, I'm going to put 67 degrees, and instead of H, I'm going to put 9. So we're going to have cos 67 times 9. Okay, which is 3.5165 dot dot dot. Okay, and they want 3 significant figures, so 3.52 centimeters to 3 significant figures. Okay, hopefully that should be fine. So I'm going to leave this worksheet in the Google Classroom. You should be able to complete at the very least up to section B, and then if you want to try and challenge yourself, obviously section C is asking you to find the area. Should be able to do that as well, as long as you just think a little bit about it. But I'll leave you to it. Any questions, obviously let me know. Toodles.